Hey everybody, it's Holly from Cape Cod Creatures, and I decided to go live today to do this one. This is a VR to Samantha Menzo, hashtag spread love. She came up with 6 questions, and I decided it was probably short enough to do live. I'm going to try and keep it under 15 minutes for this one. If you want to chat, I've got the little box set up right over there. You can say hey, and if there's questions you want, we'll do that. But we're going to talk mostly about the spread, but I am going to say a quick thank you guys for being so amazing. I've got 97 subscribers now, which is way more than I ever thought I would get for this chat. Hey Amy, how are you? So way more than I ever thought I would ever get. And just thank you guys. I am so grateful. And when I reach 100 subscribers, I'm going to do my own tarot tag. And then I've decided when I reach, I know it's a ridiculous goal, but when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. I've got some really awesome collector decks just sitting, not gathering dust, but, you know, ripening. So when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll give one of those Bad Larrys away. So that'll be fun. So anyway, we're going to jump into the questions. So we're doing, I don't know if you saw Amy, but we're doing spread love today. So anyway, the first question is, what was the first spread you've used and where did I learn it? That would have to be Past, Present, Future. It's a 3-card spread, and I learned it in the Revelations book for, well, it's Revelations Tarot, and it comes with a whole bunch of different spreads. It does 1-card draw, Past, Present, Future. I believe it has a 4 or 5-card spread in there as well, and then of course, it does the obligatory Celtic Cross. But 3-card spreads are 3-card spreads are where it's at. So that was the first spread that I used, and my love of 3-card spreads has grown from there. Number 2, have I ever created, we're spread twinsies. Have you ever created your own spread? And if so, what was its theme? And if multiple have been made, try explaining one of your first. I have not made a spread yet. I am toying with the idea of doing one. Amy and I were discussing it on Instagram about how there are a ton of spirit guide spreads out there, but none of them are really great. So I was thinking about doing one of those. And then if I ever do make up a spread, it'll probably be some sort of facetious, sassy ridiculousness. So don't expect anything too serious from me. But in the meantime, I don't really, like, I guess I kind of make up my own spreads as I go along. I do free spread all the time, but I've never really made one up for use by others and posted it on the interwebs and all that good stuff. So let's see, number 3, on average, how many cards do you like to have in your spreads when reading for yourself and or others? Reading for myself, 3. All you really need is 3. Sometimes I use 3 to explain one of the 3, but everything comes in 3s. So I like to start with 3 and go from there. When I'm reading for others, if it's free, 3. But if it's a professional, pop culture spreads, those are good. But if it's, I had a really good spread for, in mind, I almost did a really good spread once for Hunger Games. It had to do with the cornucopia, but I couldn't get the graphics to work out to post it. But if I can dig up my notes on that, I'll post that. But yeah, if I'm reading, so back to question number 3, if you read for others, if you read professionally, I don't think you can really get away with 3 cards. So I think there at least 8 somewhere like 8 to 10 is a good, it's good to start with. Or if you start with 3, do 3 to explain each one. That's probably the best way to go about reading professionally. If you're gonna, like, you can't just do a professional spread and have 3 cards and be like, that's it. At least not if you have your sitter sitting in front of you and they paid you good money. Anyway, let's see. Number 4, what is your favorite spread or most used spread and why? Can we find it somewhere? 3-card spreads, variation on 3-card spreads. Sometimes I just pull 3 cards and be like, hey, what are you doing? The tarot class I took has a good 8-card spread called The Heart of the Matter. I tried looking it up because I forgot my notebook once, and I couldn't find it anywhere online. I think she's been using that spread for years and years, and I would otherwise post it, but I don't know. I would have to think on the ethics of posting a spread that somebody teaches in a class that you have to pay for. I don't know. Like, I don't want to step on any toes. So maybe I'll email her and see if it's okay if I post it somewhere. But I know you might see that pop up in a couple of these video readings. If I can figure out a better tabletop filming situation, that's definitely one. Like, you can't hold up each card and be like, "Meow." You kind of need to see how they all work together. Okay, Sue, has there ever been a spread that didn't work for you, or didn't work like I hoped? Everybody hates everybody has a love-hate with the Celtic Cross. I have a hate with the Celtic Cross. Oh, I love pulling one card at a time. There's just so many, there are so many layers in the cards. Like, sometimes all you need is one. But yeah, anyway, a spread that you don't work. I have a hate with the Celtic Cross. I think it's ridiculous. I like the middle, like the little, like the round part. I guess the cross part of the Celtic Cross, but like that staff ridiculous. Like, who needs it? And then sometimes it's like way too big. So sometimes I'll melt down the Celtic Cross. Like, maybe I'll do like, I know it's so gross, isn't it? It's just it's literally one of the worst. And then you have like these staunch old readers that are just like, nothing's good unless you use the cross. And then sometimes people who aren't very familiar with tarot are just like, how come you're not doing the Celtic Cross? And you're just like, because it's the worst. Because it's the worst, and you're the worst for asking. But you can't say that to customers, and you can't say that to people. But we can think it. We can think it secretly. But yeah, the Celtic Cross is the worst. But it's got good parts. Have you ever, like, I've chopped it up for parts. Like, I've taken it to the spread garage and sent it out, like the spread chop shop. Okay, so let's see. Has there and number 6 is, what is the best advice for beginners in tarot when it comes to spreads? If you are a beginner, is there anything you struggle with or have questions about when dealing with spreads? So the best advice I have for beginners with spreads is less is more. Do not toss a bunch of cards at yourself and be like, yay. You're just making it overly complicated. I would say stick with 3-card spreads for when you're starting until you really get like kind of a, like, I'm starting to get a little more of a feel for the relationship, like the intercard relationship. So in being able, oh, hi, Samantha. Yes, I'm doing your lovely tarot tag today. But yeah, so less is more. Stick with 3 cards, and then maybe 3 to explain each one, or 1 to explain each one. Pull clarifiers if you want. I never knew they were called clarifiers. I just called them like, hey, I need more info. So that's just what I have called them. And let's see, and anything that I've struggled with, yeah, overly large spreads. And then also something that I struggle with that other people don't, I guess, is what I call watering down the deck, where you have, not so much for tarot, because you got 78 cards in each tarot deck, or you should. But if sometimes you have more, sometimes you have a happy squirrel, and that's amazing. Oracle decks, which I guess isn't tarot, but like if you have an oracle deck and it's only got like 30 cards in it, and they're just like, do this 12-card spread, and I'm just like, with 30 cards, are you nuts? Like, no. So so that is something that I struggle with up here. And I guess since there are so many different ways to interpret things, like, you could get some real meat out of a 12-card spread even with a 30-card deck, but something about it just doesn't feel right to me. It's just like, okay, well, I mean, statistically speaking, you've got like a 1 in 30 chance of putting any card. Like, it doesn't feel right to get a huge message from a deck that doesn't have a whole lot to say, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. But anywho, that is what I have to say about Spread Love. And it was a fantastic tarot tag, Samantha. It was really fun to think about, by the way. Awesome sauce. And if there, I guess I've got a couple people viewing. If you guys want me to, do you want me to pull a card for you or anything? I'm happy to do that. I finally, I finally found my Sosorabito Tarot. It was right back there the whole entire freaking time. So amazing. I made my own mess. I've also got the Bird Tarot with me today. And of course I have Wild Unknown. And because I have to start studying it and like just getting into it, I also brought my Spirit de la Lune with me today, because I always have a ginormous bag of tarot-y goodness riding around with me at any given moment. So anybody? If not, I'm just going to pull us a Spirit de la Lune. Oh, I know, Samantha, you did just get back here, but thankfully it's not going to be a very long video. I think I've managed to keep it like under 30 minutes. Where are we? It doesn't say. Damn. I hope I kept it under 30 minutes. So anywho, all right, pull a new one from Spirit de la Lune. Okay. We'll pull a Spirit de la Lune for everyone. And then mini review, I was like, I love this deck, but I was kind of sad to see the cards were like super tiny. I don't know if anybody else has this deck, but how can you get motivated to go back to work? You can't, Amy. I don't even need to pull a card for that one. You have been on vacation and it has been amazing. And now you have to put back on your shackles of oppression. Oh my goodness. I have a good story about that actually. Somebody was just like, I have to go back to work and yada, yada, yada. And they were relatively young and they pulled the 9 of Swords. And I was just like, oh, that's you being depressed about like, you've got 40 more years of working. So that's you sitting in bed and you just can't believe it. And then we laughed and we laughed. And then maybe there was a tear shed too. Okay. So I'm pulling some Spirit de la Lune. Who is going first? Okay, so Amy's going to go first, and then I will pull Samantha one, and then Danita, I will pull you one. Sound good? All right, so how is Amy going to get motivated to go back to work? So actually for a round deck, it shuffles really well. I don't know if you've heard, but I've been rifling it. No reversals with these cards. Actually, I've read a really good article about how like the influences could roll into one another. But we are just, so I don't think you have any, oh, nope, I lied. You do have a jumper. Okay, so we have the Blue Moon Renewal. So this is a Moondala. So I guess you're just going to have to like maybe get excited about what it is you're teaching again. You know, maybe think of a new spin on it. You're changing hearts and minds while you're at work. But let me see, this is card. This is one of the, so it's got a really weird structure to the deck as well. It's split up into, I guess there's like a major arcana and a minor, like it's weird. It's a weird deck. It definitely requires some study and I'm not quite there. So let me just read what you've got going on for the new moon or for the blue moon. Okay, so for the blue moon, for renewal, she makes her appearance twice in 1 month or a 4th full moon in a season. This phenomenon occurs because her calendar is not synced with the natural cycles of the moon or the sun. She does hold a definite energy about her thoughts. Humans cannot help but notice an appearance of a blue moon regardless. We are captivated by her. She is a reminder. Remember your fullness. Remember your magnetic power. Remember your essence in the core of your soul and move on from there. There may be chaos around you or emotions may be amplified in a situation, but know this heightened energy will pass. Let's see. So yeah, it's about renewal. Oh, and then they have like affirmations and stuff. So this one says, take time for rejuvenation, forgive your past, forgive yourself, and forgive others. Let go of old patterns. Create a more calming, oh, turn the page, atmosphere. Reduce stress. Focus on the throat and third eye chakra. And then they give you some gemstones. So angelite, aqua aura quartz, blue lace agate, celestite, and sodalite would be good for you. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just like your vacation is wonderful and going back isn't always amazing, but remember why you became a teacher in the first place. And I feel like that will give you a nice renewal of energy to like kind of, it'll kick you back in the butt and get you back into the workforce. You would have to drag me kicking and screaming. Honestly, God, I haven't had a vacation in like decades. Oh my God. All right. So who is next? Samantha, you are next, correct? What do you have a question? What's your, or do you want it just like a general one? And do you want one from the moon deck as well? Or it's not the moon deck, it's Spirit de la Lune, but it's a deck about the moon. So I guess we could call it a moon deck. Let's see. Health and fitness insight. Okay. Health and fitness is like the literal worst. It is the worst. It is so... I actually hired one of my friends. She does meal planning to make me meals because in the summertime at the store, I'm like equidistant between a Ben and Jerry's and a cupcake shop, and there's like an unlimited clam chowder right across the street. So I just get fat every summer because I can't be a grown up and make my own food. And even if I make my own food, I'm like, I don't want it. So I go and I get clam chowder, which is, I've got clam chowder for blood. Like if you cut me, I bleed potatoes. But anywho, we'll do health and fitness for Samantha. Like, do you want something like maybe some motivation or just some insight? All right, let's see. So you don't have any jumpers, so I'm just gonna cut and pull. And you got the waxing gibbous. Excellent. And it is focus. So without reading the book, reading this one intuitively, first of all, that is amazing because that is the moon losing weight. Like that is, I mean, if you're looking so good. And then focus, you need to focus on your goals. I mean, you know, if your goal is weight loss or being healthy, you need to maybe make an idea board, like, you know, how they have like one of those like idea boards where you cut out things from magazines and you post it up. So you need to maybe do that, maybe journal about it, maybe like, you know, something isn't as tasty as skinny feels or whatever on your magnet, like on your fridge, which I always thought was such a crass magnet, by the way, because get out of here, ice cream tastes way better than skinny feels. But yeah, no, so that would be this one. And then to read from the book, waxing gibbous is number 13. So yeah, they have cards that are Roman numeraled and then cards that aren't. So I guess there's kind of like a major arcana and a minor arcana. But yeah, I think like a goal board or even just regular old journaling about it. Maybe even pull a tarot card. Pull a tarot card to help keep you focused on your goals. Like you can do conscious pulls, which I have been learning about, which is really cool. So like, let's say there's a lady in a tarot card that you would like to look like, or maybe you want to think on like getting back into like old traditional ways of like diet and exercise. Like you would pull the Hierophant and you'd stick that on your altar, or like put it on your magnet, put it on your fridge with a magnet, and just it's like or take a picture and make it your screen background. It's a great way to kind of help you focus. But you can do conscious pulls because that, I guess it has something to do with manifesting and whatnot. I was half asleep when I was reading the article about it, but anyway. Focus. The quote that you have in here is, I channel my fervor and focus to my fire to forge the path obtaining my desire. It's kind of a weird poem. Let's see. The waxing gibbous ignites the energy within you. Your fire can become scattered during this phase, and projects may lose steam. Bring more deliberation to your energy as a magnifying glass directs light with a laser focus. Passion and fire can be transformational when aligned with your will for the highest good of all. So don't do this for looks. Do this because you want to be healthier and live longer and make more tarot tags for us to answer. You know, do it for yourself. Kind of don't be doing this for other people. Do this for yourself. And then let's see. Notice how the fire element likes to run through you. Do you receive spurts of inspiration all at once? Does your physical energy grow more with the moonlight or comes and goes? Does anger spark your motivation? Learn to work with it. You may need to keep a journal with you when inspiration strikes, or you may need to schedule in more naps. Ooh, you just got prescribed more naps. They're like my favorite thing. I'm very jealous. So whatever it may be, honor the fire within you and learn to ride your flames. If you ever feel scattered if you ever feel scattered light, a candle, there should be a comma. There's no commas in this book, and that's really annoying me. If you ever feel scattered, comma, light a candle and focus on the flame. Ask fire to be your ally right now as you continue to forge your dreams. It also says here, explore, oh my God. Okay, so it says, I'm not even shitting you right now. So there it is right there in black and white. Are you ready? Explore candle magic to bring more focus to your goals, plan your next move, create an inspiration board and place it on your altar, surround yourself with kindred souls. So maybe if your friends are all like, we're going to go eat ice cream 45 times a day, like maybe kind of take a break from them, and express your desires to stay accountable. Keep yourself accountable. Oh my God, the grammar, some of the grammar in some of these books, like I love, I'm trying, like, again, trying to be posy and focus on the really good things, but every once in a while you run across like terrible grammar and you're just like, you have to take like that deep, oh God, grammar is so important. It is so important. But anyway, okay, so next is, oh my goodness, where were you? Where was your name? I forgot, I'm sorry. I've got a memory like Danita. Danita, was there any question you had? And otherwise, I'm just going to pull you a random card, okay? Oh, they're very beautiful, Danita. So I'm shuffling for you. You've got like there is a little bit of lag. So if you have a question, just pop it right in the thing. Otherwise, I'm just going to pull you a random card. Okay, I'll want just a random general energy for the week kind of a thing. See what the deck has to say to you. All right. So the cards are very beautiful. I am sad that they are as small as they are. I thought that they were going to be much bigger, and I mean, maybe they'll do that in future printing, but seriously, like the artwork is so beautiful, it deserves to be ginormous. But the smallness does make it easy to handle. Okay, so Danita, for you, you have a, oh, I'm sorry. Yep, you have a waning gibbous. All right. So Samantha, I misspoke. Waxing gibbous is getting bigger. It's not losing weight. This card is a waning gibbous is when the moon gets smaller. I'm sorry, I got all excited. But this one is reflect. So apparently, Danita, you've got something you've got to do some thinking about. Let's see what the book has to say. I mean, to me, this card doesn't really, like, I'm getting like, so it's not to me more like you have to like reflect and think on something. I think of this more like a reflection, like you are sending back people the energy that they are sending you so much, like, and you are seeing in others, maybe, I don't know, you're seeing, like, you're using other people's energy as like a mirror maybe. So I think this is more about energy exchange, kind of like, you know, I don't know. I can't think of the words right now to express what I mean to say, but I feel like this is less about like reflect as in the cerebral thinking on things. This is reflect as in like, you know, your reflections as in like mirror images kind of a thing. But anyway, this one says the moon is becoming softer and gentler. Waters are within, the waters within are slowly becoming still. When water is still, you can see your reflection. You are a mirror. You reflect not only your inward light and essence, but you are reflecting what other people, you are the reflection for. My God, the grammar is so bad. I don't think necessarily the need to protect yourself. I think this is more like maybe think about how others see you and think of ways that you can, think I don't know. Like it's not. I don't think it's about protection. I think it's about using others as a mirror to work on spiritual and self growth, and maybe as a way to inspire others. I see this more as like inspirational more than I see it as protecting. Let's see. And it's also and insight and intuition, like more. I don't see this so much as like, you know, somebody's casting some bad mojo your way. I feel like this is more just like how others see you, how you can use that to your advantage, maybe to create positive change for both you and others, how you can inspire others to also be positive, like that kind of a thing. So let's see. When you peer into the eyes of your loved ones, allow your soul to be seen, allow vulnerability, become still. When the stillness takes place, you can see more details that you may have missed before. Ask yourself, what do I want to reflect to this person? Are you aligned with the energy already? If you're not, what needs to shift within? What reflection do you see in their eyes? When you can connect in this way, everything will deepen and you will add more layers of love and wisdom. So yeah, this is not so much a card about protecting. This is a card about connecting, and maybe seeing, you know, like maybe like if this was for me, I'd be like, am I like, this is kind of like, if you're going to be sassy about it, this is kind of like your soul's resting bitch face. You could maybe get rid of it. But for you, I'm not getting that for you. I'm just getting that, like, you know, just kind of like checking in with people, maybe deepening connections, maybe thinking about why some connections aren't as deep as they could be, and how you could do that. And like maybe just trying to see yourself through the eyes of others, and thinking about whether or not you like that, and think about like maybe why others are seeing you that way. This is more about changing hearts and minds for me, for you. Yeah, I think that's probably, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna, this is about like being vulnerable and kind of getting down to the meat of like who you really are. You know, taking off the proverbial mask. We all wear masks. Did I just date myself? I just quoted The Mask, which is the best Jim Carrey movie ever. But yeah, this is about getting to the meat of things. This is actually very profound. It looks like the element that you have there is water as well, so that's kind of cool. And then as far as exercises, it recommends scrying, either in a mirror, a crystal ball, or a bowl of water. It says reflect on your journey and the connections you've made this past moon cycle. And actually with the new moon coming up, that's kind of cool. And why are you drawn to your tribe, and what lessons can you learn from them? Especially with the fact that you've started a women's group. Like maybe think about why these women are being drawn to you. I mean, that's some powerful mojo right there. If you've got the ability to get these ladies together, because we are notoriously bitchy, stereotype for a reason, and being able to keep them together. I mean, you know, reflect on why you're the glue. I mean, that's important. That's really important. Like if you've got the ability to get people from you know, together and working together and creating these beautiful moments, like that's kind of neat. So I think you should probably think on, maybe meditate on that for a while. But I always think scrying is a good idea. And with the new moon coming up, you could take this opportunity. I'm going to be make some new moon water and use that for scrying. I had some good scrying action with my full moon seawater. But yeah, that's it. Anybody else? Anything else? Am I going to pull? And I'll do a pull for a card for us for the week, but not from this deck. I am going to do. We'll stick with the night theme. We'll do Flowers of the Night. So this is an indie printing from Cheryl and Darcy. This might be one of the ones I give away when I reach 1,000 followers, when I reach 1,000 subscribers. I am, oh, you're very welcome, Samantha. When I reach 1,000 subscribers, I am going to give away one of my amazing decks. So this deck is actually, I love this deck. It probably pairs really well with Spirit de la Lune. The artwork is just gorgeous, and I love how most of these have animals on them. I love animal decks. I actually got in a online fight with somebody over, they were like, animal decks are dumb, and I was just like, your face is dumb, because I couldn't even contain. I'm trying so hard to be such a posy person, but apparently every once in a while I run into something that just turns me into a beast, and that is one of them, I guess. Like, animal decks are dumb. Get out of here with that. Like, animal decks are the best, and if you don't like animal decks, then we can't be friends. That's not true. Just don't tell me to my face that they're dumb. All right, so we'll pull a spirit. These are hard to shuffle, though. I will say that they're like ginormous. They're almost as big as the Marielle cards, but they are way more flexible. The cardstock's better. I need to trim my Marielle deck like whoa. All right, so we got commitment. Look at that. We got a nice Wolfie on there, and this is Wolf's Evening Primrose. So this is a gorgeous card. We've got a nice full moon in the background. I guess you could argue that maybe it's oh shoot, I can't tell because it's backwards. That is a waxing. That's waxing. Okay, so full to waxing moon, and we've got commitment. Commitment, don't be afraid of it, or maybe be afraid of it. I don't know. Commitment means so many different things to so many different people, but maybe honor any commitments that you've got going on in your life this week. And think about things that maybe you should be more committed to and maybe a little less committed to. I feel like that's okay too, to admit that, like, no, this thing that I committed to, it's not really working out. So give yourself permission to let that shiz go. You don't need to have that going on in your life. But yeah, if you have, like, if you are committed to someone, maybe show them a little more appreciation. I know that I could probably do that. I should be at home making dinner. I'm so terrible. I'm just like, get Euroni. It's Italian. That's what we're having. Yeah, I don't know. It's an adorable card. And then it does come with this amazing book. So let's see what it has to say. I would just, because you know what, they've got really nice affirmations in here. So I'll read that for us. STUVW. Wolf's Evening Primrose. So the affirmation is fairness and commitment will guide me. I know it's super, like, it's very new moony. I would reevaluate commitments for the new moon and decide which ones you want to release and which ones that you want to focus on nurturing. Which commitments you'd like to see grow and evolve. But let's see. Rules, structure, tradition need to be followed. And although you may feel it's a bit restrictive, oh yeah, it is. You're actually also being embraced and welcomed into a community, group, or situation that you should find, and you should find they have a lot to offer you. Justice is indicated and all that goes with it. So you may find legal dealings are highlighted, or the right and wrong of a situation can also come up. Let's see, we're running into some grammar. You're being held accountable at the moment, so listen and learn. This is not the time to run or shift blame, as you will find that in the audit of your actions, there will be a lot of space to grow. That's interesting. Challenge. The challenge with this card is dishonesty, and it's usually focused on you. Are you deceiving others or yourself, or are you being unfair? So this card, actually, if you go by the book, this took a turn that I wasn't expecting. Into, like, it sounds a lot more like the Justice card, like karma. Oh my God, I would love to run to clam chowder right now. I would run so fast. My God, So good. So good. But yeah, so that gives us some interesting things to focus on. But I think mainly for us, because the new moon is coming up, what Amy said, reevaluating any commitments and deciding which ones to nurture and release is probably a good idea. But it's always, this is kind of a do unto others card too, or else karma's going to come back and bite you in the butt like a wolf. But anyway, that is all I have for today. And Samantha, again, thank you so. Oh my God, are you having clam chowder for dinner? Can I go to your house and have clam chowder? Yum. Oh my God, I'm so mad at you right now. Like, so mad. Me and Samantha are going to come and we're going to storm your house and just be like, "Wah, kids on a diet. Give us your clam chowder. Give us your life. She got a gun and I got a knife." But anyway, thank you guys for listening. And this went way longer than I thought it was going to. But have a great night, and I look forward to watching even more of these tarot tags spread. Thank you, guys.